Tonight, in the world's least athletic stadium, GPT-5.6 Sol Ultra walks in wearing sunglasses. Claude Sonnet 5 arrives with a clipboard. The crowd is made of developers, bettors, and people who just wanted their chatbot to stop apologizing. And somehow this is now how we decide the future of AI. This is not a normal model launch story. The AI model war has stopped being just an engineering race. It is becoming a spectator sport, leaderboards, betting markets, comment sections, and vibes moving faster than benchmarks. The models are still technical products, of course. But the public conversation around them now behaves like football: team colors, hot takes, suspicious referees, and a scoreboard everybody claims to understand. The facts are simple. OpenAI is rolling out GPT 5.6 Sol Ultra in limited preview, and it is being routed into Codex. Hacker News pushed it to the front page today with around 285 points and 217 comments. That is not a quiet launch. That is the internet equivalent of a striker entering the stadium while the announcer drops his notes. And because Codex is involved, this does not feel abstract. Developers are not only reading a press release. Some of them are looking at a coding assistant and saying, "Wait, why did that suddenly work?" If a model fixes the annoying bug that ruined your afternoon, you do not wait for a benchmark PDF. You become the benchmark. Your pull request becomes the scoreboard. But limited preview also means the stadium has velvet ropes. Some people see the new striker on the field. Everyone else is outside refreshing the gate and asking why their subscription feels like a ticket to the parking lot. That is where hype becomes frustration. The more impressive the clips sound, the more annoying it feels if you cannot touch the thing yet. Then Anthropic shipped Claude Sonnet 5 around July 1st. It got covered by the usual tech press, including GitHub blog, Axios, VentureBeat, and The Register. Claude's entrance is less laser show and more. I have already read the rulebook. It is not sprinting onto the field doing backflips. It is quietly adjusting the formation while everyone else is still arguing about the fireworks. So imagine this as an AI Champions League match. OpenAI is the flashy forward. It has the dramatic name, the sunglasses, the glowing code ball, and a fan section yelling SOL Ultra like it is a secret anime transformation. Anthropic is the disciplined tactical coach, holding a clipboard, asking if anyone has actually read the whole file before declaring victory. The crowd does not understand the formation, but it absolutely has opinions. One side says GPT 5.6 is the new king. Another side says Claude is still the reliable one. A third group says the only winner is whoever gets access first. And somewhere in the back, a mystery challenger is warming up in a hoodie with no logo, because open source and Chinese models are not politely waiting for this match to finish. In the old version of this race, benchmarks were supposed to be the referee. You ran tests, compared scores, argued about methodology, and pretended everyone agreed what best meant. But AI benchmarks have a problem. By the time normal people hear about them, the comments section has already declared a winner, accused the test of being contaminated, and moved on to the next model rumor. Now the referee is a comments section wearing a whistle. One person says the model one-shots code. Another says it is overhyped. A third person just asks when they get access. Someone else posts a screenshot. Then someone explains why the screenshot proves nothing. Then the screenshot gets reposted anyway, because it looks convincing from a phone screen. And then the plot gets weirder. Polymarket has an active, liquid, high-volume market asking which company has the best AI model at the end of July, with Anthropic currently favored. That does not prove Anthropic is best. A betting market is not a lab evaluation. But it does prove something important. People are now willing to turn the model race into a spectator event with money attached. That is the moment the AI race becomes sports. Not because the models are literally kicking a ball, but because everyone is watching a scoreboard they barely understand and yelling like their team is losing. Benchmarks, bets, vibes, and comments sections are all competing to become the official scoreboard. The funny part is that none of them are fully official. The scary part is that all of them influence the story. Important, we are not inventing fake benchmark scores here. This episode is about the public reaction machine around the releases, not a secret lab test. The facts we have are the launch timing, the Codex routing, the hacker news spike, the Claude Sonnet 5 announcement window, the press coverage, and the betting market snapshot. Everything else is the stadium noise around those facts. GPT 5.6 Sol Ultra is clickable because it sounds like a phone, a superhero form, and a premium sunscreen at the same time. You hear the name and immediately expect a glowing ball, dramatic music, and a developer somewhere whispering, "This one finally understands my repo." That is powerful branding, even before you know what changed under the hood. Claude Sonnet 5 is sticky for the opposite reason. It sounds calm, expensive, and like it has already scheduled the meeting notes. Claude's public character is not chaos. It is competence. It is the assistant you imagine reading the whole file, noticing the edge case, and then politely telling you your plan has 3 hidden problems. That contrast matters online. Flashy launch versus calm competence is easier to understand than matrix multiplications per dollar, context windows, or eval contamination. Most people do not want to read a technical appendix before choosing a side. They want a story. OpenAI gives them the striker. Anthropic gives them the coach. Codex makes the story personal. If a model helps you fix code that wasted your afternoon, you do not need a leaderboard. You remember the feeling. The ball went into the net. The bug disappeared. The little developer stickman raised a trophy made of green check marks. That kind of experience travels fast because it is emotionally simple. But access limits create the opposite emotion. If someone else gets that magic and you do not, the launch turns into a waiting room with a scoreboard. You are not evaluating the model anymore. You are evaluating the fairness of the queue. And nothing makes the internet more philosophical than being excluded from a preview. Claude's advantage in this story is trust energy. It is the character people imagine reading the entire file before answering. That may sound boring, but boring wins a lot of enterprise arguments. In a stadium full of fireworks, the calm coach with a clipboard can look surprisingly dangerous. And according to the briefed market snapshot, Anthropic is currently favored in that end of July best AI model market. Again, that does not prove it is best. It proves people are willing to bet on the story. Markets measure belief, momentum, and incentives. Sometimes that lines up with reality. Sometimes it just measures who has the better narrative this week. Meanwhile, the hooded mystery challenger looms in the tunnel, open source and Chinese models. No logos, no extra brands, just the feeling that another team may show up with a low-cost formation nobody prepared for. This is why the match never really ends. The moment OpenAI and Anthropic look like the whole game, someone else starts warming up. The announcer is losing control. OpenAI takes the shot. Claude calmly updates the spreadsheet. The mystery model is stretching in the tunnel. The crowd is betting on token vibes. The benchmark referee is checking the rulebook. The comments section referee has already given 3 yellow cards and one of them just says overhyped. This is why the topic is perfect for right now. The news spike is fresh, the audience is high CPM tech, and generic recap videos will mostly read headlines. The funny angle is the advantage. Instead of saying a new model launched, we can show the actual social behavior around it, the match, the fans, the bettors, the waiting room, and the scoreboard that keeps changing. But while everyone debates who won the match, one scoreboard keeps updating in the background, your monthly AI subscriptions. That is the punchline sitting quietly behind every launch. The models fight, the fans argue, the bettors bet, and your wallet is sitting in the stands wondering why it bought season tickets to 4 different teams. So let's score the match like a fake sports panel. Round 1, Hype. GPT 5.6 Sol Ultra wins the walkout music. You cannot put Sol Ultra in a name and expect people to remain normal. That is not a model name. That is a boss phase. Round 2, Calm. Claude Sonnet 5 wins the I read the documentation phase. It does not need fireworks. It just looks at the repo, looks at the user, and silently opens the correct file. Round 3, Developers. If Codex gets better for real users, that story spreads fast in comments sections. Developers are extremely hard to impress and extremely easy to activate when something saves them 3 hours. One fixed bug can become 1,000 posts. Round 4, Betters. If markets favor Anthropic, the scoreboard becomes part of the content, even if it is not scientific proof. The market is not the referee, but it is a very loud fan with a wallet. So who won? That is the joke. Nobody can agree, because everyone is measuring a different match. One person measures code help. One measures market odds. One measures brand trust. One measures vibes. One measures whether they got access. And one just wants the model to stop changing its personality every week. The only guaranteed winner so far is the subscription price, standing on the podium with a gold medal. OpenAI and Anthropic can argue over the trophy, but the subscription invoice is already giving a victory speech. This is our new recurring cast, the flashy striker, the calm coach, and the host trying to explain why a coding model is now a football match. It works because the AI race is no longer just about the technology. It is about how fast people turn technology into identity, betting, memes, and monthly payments. And round 2 is already waiting, because end of July is exactly the kind of deadline the internet will turn into a final whistle. When that scoreboard changes, the crowd will come back, the refs will argue, and the mystery team in the tunnel may not stay mysterious for long. Subscribe if you want round 2 when the scoreboard changes. And comment who you think is actually winning, OpenAI, Anthropic, or the mystery team in the tunnel.